Hey millennials, this bit of footage is for you. Right, there's a lot of talk right now about millennials and the generations coming after, and it really frustrates me. So I want to talk to you guys for a minute, call you guys out, and appreciate who you are and what God has called you to be. You know, I'm not a millennial, I'm just outside. I kind of sit in a shoulder bracket where I remember the world pre-internet, and I'm fully using what's available today. And so that's an interesting dynamic. But I see so much unfair grief being given to millennials, and I just wanted to talk to you guys and be very upfront about, you know, the gifts and the greatness that's inside of you, and be the one to champion you in a world of noise where everybody wants to knock you down. You know, it's funny, when I think about the generations that have been beforehand, like, every generation has been called the laziest generation in history by their parents. Everyone, right? I remember my parents, you know, when they were young, the Beatles came out, right? That was a band, just in case you didn't know. They made vinyl records, doesn't matter to you guys. But, you know, like, if you liked they were like, the parents at that stage were like, this riff-raff Beatle rubbish, you know, and they just hammered the kids for liking them. And it's never been any different, right? If you're a millennial right now, you have a very different makeup to the generation beforehand, but different doesn't mean bad, all right? You have a certain set of skills that are wonderful that the generations before you haven't had. And so I just wanted to talk to the entrepreneurs out there who are millennials and kind of give you the 3 things I reckon you should be doing for success right now. But I want to preface it by saying you're amazing. And God's love for you is just as much as anybody else that's ever been on this planet. And your gift and your call is just as important as any other generation that has ever been on this planet. And yes, you cop a lot of grief because you won't clean your room and you're lazy and all those things, but it's simply not true. Some of it's true. Some of it is true. But you also, what they're failing to see is the good side of millennials. And when I speak to millennials, I love it because they give me so much hope in the future. If you're a millennial and you're like the rest of them, you have a natural propensity to care for your fellow man, right? Which is amazing. You have a natural propensity to care for your environment, which the generations before haven't done. You know, if you look at the world, it's been brutally treated for a long, long time. And there's a generation coming through now who don't want to do that. They don't want that. You know, if you're 20, give or take, then, you know, for the last 10 years, you have seen capitalism not work. You have, you know, when you were 10, the GFC came along and kind of probably trashed your opinion on capitalism. Well, let me just take a chance to let you know, socialism doesn't work either, right? Socialism is a horrific way to build a community. Capitalism in its current form doesn't work either. But don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? Capitalism is giving you everything you can appreciate with life. Roads, cars, schools, hospitals, that come from capitalism. So yes, it's broken, but it's not as bad as socialism, okay? Now that's just a soapbox rant. The 3 things you want to do to be successful in business is, first of all, shut out the noise. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to the people trying to pull you down. If they're your parents, yes, be respectful to them. But don't get caught up in the hearsay that you're no good and you don't add any value. It's rubbish, right? You have amazing skills, and you've got to learn to shut them out. You know, you don't need to have a day off when somebody hurts your feelings. Just learn how to shut those things out and not let them consume you, right? Because millennials who are entering the workforce now, it's going to be an interesting conversation in 5 years, because all of the tools that I use are made by millennials. They're going to end up being probably the most lauded generation in history because they fix so many issues for us people that are a little bit older, right? So just don't get caught up in that's what's taking place. You've got to learn to shut out the noise, buy time, and show them that the skills and talents that you've got are just as valuable, but they're just different. You know, I speak to people in the construction industry, trades industry, sparkies, plumbers, those guys. They'll say to me, I can't get a millennial to, you know, pick up a broom and sweep like I did when I was an apprentice. And I remember mine going, yeah, they're just going to build an app that creates a robot that sweeps the vacuum for them. Like that's the difference that we have right now. And so to me, it's brilliant, right? So just keep going with that, because I don't want to vacuum a factory. If somebody can just develop a robot to do it for me, sounds like a great idea. Then we can go back jet skiing. The second thing that I would say to you as a millennial is try lots and lots of things. Just try lots of things. Time is on your hands, right? Let's say you're 20 right now or 25. You could try lots of things for 10 years and you'd still be incredibly young, right? So just try lots of things. Try coding, try this, try this, try this business, try this business, try this business. Try. It's totally okay to try things and they don't work out. Totally okay. It was okay for every generation. It's even faster now. You have the ability to try so many different things, right, that you should, right, because you have to learn before you can ever earn, right? So by trying lots of things and getting your hand involved, you get to learn a whole bunch of skills that you won't have if you don't, okay? So let's not believe the lie that you're useless. Get in and try lots and lots of things. Put your hand to the plow, work hard, try them. You will outlearn everybody else. And when you outlearn everybody else, you'll out-earn everybody else. And that's got to be a good thing. The third thing that I would say to you, if you want to outperform as a millennial, is you have to learn to sell, okay? Which means you actually have to learn how to speak to a human being. You can't do it all through an app on a platform. You've got to, if you can just be okay with looking a human in the eye and selling them something, you'll outperform everybody else because nobody else wants to do that. If you learn to sell, you can actually turn things into cash instead of just ideas, okay? Like, for example, many people are going to want to start a business, go and get angel investment and venture capital to scale their startup, right? It's not a bad way to go. The problem is that most don't work. And when you've got vulture capital chewing at your heels, life gets pretty stressful. If you learn how to sell your products and sell your services, you don't have to go get venture capital. You can sell to scale. And then you get to own the whole thing. Then when you do sell it in 5 years, you get a billy and life is sweet. So guys, I just want to champion you. You know, not many people are out there being that voice. You're amazing, all right? You're amazing and actually quite inspiring. And so don't listen to the noise. Go and get amongst a whole bunch of things and learn how to sell things to human beings. And you'll be set up for a massive future in business and you'll have a really big kingdom impact. Love you. Did you know that this show goes onto Facebook, it goes onto YouTube, it goes onto Instagram, it goes onto iTunes, and it goes onto LinkedIn? Do me a favor, would you? Tell more people about the show so that I can spread the message. Love ya. See ya.